Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and it's Friday and it's that giveaway. Now if you watched yesterday's video you will have seen the die that is being given away. I'm all grey today, yes I am, and I hope the colour washout isn't too bad for you. I just needed a larger area in which to work in, but that large die has now been cut down, and as you can see, if I put my hand on that, it's a much smaller die, so nice and easy to store once it's been cropped down. Right, now whoever wins, if you want me to cut your die down for you before I post it, I can certainly do that, and it would be good for me because it goes in a smaller package. Yeah, right, I have done die cutting. Now first of all, what we're going to be using is we're going to be using art glitter glue, and I've got two little bottles here, so I'm just popping that there. I've used an extra fine tip Artistro in white. This is a paint pen. They are linked below. These are the ones that I use from Amazon. Oh, and if you ever find that yours dries out a bit, all you have to do is shake it and press the nib gently on a scrap of paper, scribble it out, and it should start flowing again. Right, we're going to my beautiful chalks today because we're doing facial features. Now you can see they're all crunched up, and that's absolutely fine by me. I'm using my scruffy mat, so I'm going to put that down also on top of my grey mat, so hopefully you'll be able to see a bit better there. And the chalks that I'm using today are these, which are, I'll get that one the right way around. I'm using the birthday suit and the chilled pastel set, and there they are. Those are all the lovely colours. I'm using this one because I want the grey, and I'm using this one because I either want that pink or that pink. I haven't decided yet, but the grey is going to be the first one on the list. Now then, talking about these characters, we have to talk about these characters because people are always worried about doing faces for characters like this, and I can tell you now that the best way is to purchase, and they're very very cheap, Peachy Keen digital face stamps, because once you open them up in your software you can size them to whatever size you want. And I sized mine to 4 inches, and it printed at a 4-inch width, so if you want to remember that, and that is what I ended up with. Now what I did in my software, these are the happy faces. I deleted the eyebrows. You just use an eraser tool and remove those. I deleted the nose and I deleted the mouth. And then I put my own little black dot in there and printed it out. I have used some green, there we go, some green alcoholic marker and done the bottom of the eyes there. So you've got an instant face. So this is the face of your snowman. Your snowman face also comes with a nose. We're going to put that on after, and that is my white paint marker there. Now my features are obviously slightly different to the website if you've been and looked, but I just thought that balanced out quite nicely, and that snowman's got a gorgeous look of surprise on his face. Now then, we have our white backgrounds. Before I go into the rest, we'll do the face. Now I'm going to be using grey and pink for the face, and I've already got a lot of these that are already gunked up in the right colour, so I'll just choose those. So I've got one that's got some pink and one that's got some grey. Now a lot of people have already seen me use chalks many times, so I'll just go in there. Now if you've got this palette, this is the one that I'm using. It's third along from the top, and I do have quite a bit on there, but always make sure you test off on an edge before going in. Now we want to put some shading around the edge just to make our little snowman stand out. So that's all I am doing at the moment, is I'm just shadowing right the way around the edge. And if you need to keep loading it up, just keep doing that. It's very very subtle, so you may not see it at first. And my throat is still croaking away. I sound like a frog. So I'll just keep going around there, And don't worry if you think you've got too much or too little, because you can blend it in with your fingers. Now, I don't know the best position to hold that to show you. You should be able to see just a very slight grey cast just around the edge. And I did kind of want to take my time doing this one so that you can see, because once we've gone around the edge here, push that in there, I'm going to show you how to come in and start highlighting the cheeks. Now, the top of the head, that's where the hat is going, so you would obviously have a shadow, so you can just go along there at a good depth and just blend that down so that you've got a little shadow cast across the face that's going to be the hat. That's probably better if I hold it like that, it's more clear. Ooh, the lighting is not very good. And anyway, just go around as many times as you feel to just catch that edge. Now, one of the things that we've got here is cheeks. I'm actually going to do that up the side of my eyes. Now we've got the cheeks under the eyes. Now I did place, once I printed this out, I placed the die so that it kind of lined up with the cheek bit of the eyes. So I'm going to enhance that by using the tip of my brush, and we're going to just sketch that in using our chalk. I'm putting it in quite dark. Might need to do that again, and I'm hoping that you can see that. And then just blend it, and I'm going to pick that up. Now I hope you can see now that those cheeky bits are now connected to the printed cheeky bits, so I really like that. And I'm going to just run out my blender here all the way around, and it's such a soft blend, honestly it really is. Now the next thing I want to do is the cheeks, so I'm just moving that blending stick, and this is the birthday suit palette, and I'm going to go with the darker pink, and I've already got a brush that, you know, kind of links up to that. Find the center of your cheek. I'm just lining that up, and very gently just keep going around and around. Now I'm choosing to do my whole cheek. I want a very coy looking snowman, and you can also add more if you've missed bits. So I've got no nails and it takes me forever to open the palette up, so just go round and round in that area. And if you've got it towards you, you can see that you've got it accurate or not. Now one of the things you may find when using chalks, if your cutting plates are worn like mine are, and I must tell you I'm getting really fed up with my cutting plates, you might get a few dings and dents in your paper that might restrict the chalk slightly, but don't worry, just keep going with it. Now I'm going to hold that up and I hope you can see it. And I'm going to go a little bit here. And that is basically the chalking of the face. See how quick and easy that was. So what I want to do is I want to get my paint pen, test that it's working. Right, I'm just going to scribble this off on a piece of paper. right, because you might need to, and if it's going to flood, it's better to do it, you know, onto a scrap than anywhere else. Right, I think this is going to work. Now I'm going halfway to the cheek there, and I'm just putting a little highlight dot. Now I can't see either, I'm just checking that I've got that right and in the right place. I don't know if you can see that. I've just put down 2 white dots onto the cheeks. You don't have to do that, but I saw it on the website and I just thought it looked cute. So I've got 2 tiny little white dots there, and then I'm just going to move that piece out of the way for a second. I'm going to glue the nose on. I hope I'm not confusing anyone, but you know, it's kind of like the face is the most important thing, so you know, to see that being done is what matters. And we're going to get the nosy on. Now the nose should obviously go into the centre, and I will move that around. I think that is in the centre. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll just hold it towards myself before I press down. That could do going over just a little bit. Yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to press, and you can see I use my white paint pen to highlight the nose. So that is now the nose and the face of the snowman. Isn't that sweet? I absolutely love that. If you wanted to use your pen, you could go up the eyelashes as well. You could add extra dots into the eyes if that's what you wanted to do. And in fact, that would give it even more character. So, you know, I've got my pen at the ready here. So let's see what happens. I'll just go, and then you can just make the eyes your own, if you know what I mean. I'm going to go there. You can have as many little dots as you want. There, I think that looks sweet. As I was saying, you know, you could add some white lines into the eyelashes and just make the character really sweet. Now I'm just moving this out of the way for a second because we're going to put the hat and stuff on, and I may have to pause and vanish to do clean up. Right, now then, the hat. So let's look at all these shapes. This is your hat top. Now I've used the American Craft bundled up paper. This is going to glue onto there. That is your hat band. And then this is your hat brim. Have I got that the right way around? No, it goes that way. And that is going to go onto there like that. So that is how your hat goes. Those 3 pieces. So let's do those. So first of all, on with the hat band. Make sure you get it the right way around, and it will fit right up to the edge there. And then we need to get the top of the hat, so I'm going to put glue along here, right on the edge, and then we're going to pop that in. I think that's even. And then we need to bring our little face back in, and I'm going to choose to put my glue right on the top of the head. I'm just going along there. And I can tell you that with this character, I intend to make a ginormous card. Yeah, which I'll come back and share with you on Monday. So we want that, I think, just about there. Yeah, I think that's straight. Might be a little bit there. There we go. I'm just going to cap this off. So, to win the other one that I ordered, I'm looking forward to your snowman stories. And as I said yesterday, you know, you can go back and watch that video so that you're getting the full gist of what you need to do. Look at that. Isn't he gorgeous? See why I had to move all my other stuff? Because it just wouldn't fit in. I mean, I can tell you right now, if I grab my ruler, just the head alone is, let's have a look, 5¼ inches in height, and then the width of the hat is like 5¾ yeah, so it's just gorgeous, gorgeous. Absolutely love it. Now you can, if you want to as well, if I grab my blending tool, I'll put it back in the pot. That's nice of me to be organised. You can add a little bit of chalk, if it'll take it, just into the nose area, just to add a little bit of shadow. You probably can't see that too well. I can see it, and it just looks so sweet. It just looks like a little shadow. So, snowman stories. You must be in America. Yes, you must. You must be subscribed. And you must like the video. And I'm looking for the best snowman story, whether fictional, factual, or if it's a poem, a snowman poem. But it must be a poem of your own. Isn't that lovely? Right, I'm just going to pause while I clean up my mess, and I'll be right back to finish. Right, so I did a little bit of a tidy up there on the mat. The next thing is the body. And just as the face, you're going to go all the way around the edge in your grey chalk. Onto the body will go his little waistcoat. So, you know, we're going to chalk that up first, and then we're going to pop his little waistcoat onto his body. So that's what we're going to do next. And I also forgot to put the glitter on his hat, so I just pull those out of the way. I'm going to grab my snowman head, pop him here, and if you can see that, there we are. I cut some white glitter cardstock, and that goes right onto the top there. So he's got a little snowy top, bless him. Now, it's entirely up to you whether you wish to go like that, or wherever it is that you want it. I'm just going to go in the middle. So I'm just getting my glue on. And you do want to line this up with the edge of your hat. So I'm going there. So I've got a little drip hanging off the edge. Right, so that's that bit done. Right, so what you saw me do with the face when I chalked just around the edge there, that's exactly what I'm going to do on the body. And I'm also going to be doing it on his hands. These are the snowman's hands. So you get two dies and they cut opposites. So I'm just going to put grey on the body, grey around the edge of the hands, and I am going to be right back. Right, so I chalked the edge of the body and the hands, and you know, as I was saying, the light is so bad you might not be able to see it. It's just like a ghostly whisper around the edges. So those are the little hands, and then we need to decide where the waistcoat is going to go in relation to our snowman. So I'm just popping that there. I'm going to make sure his head is on straight. And I'm going to get the pieces of waistcoat. Now it comes in at the sides like that because this little bit is kind of like denoting the arms, but you also want it up high enough that the waistcoat is hiding under his little face. So if I lift that up, you can basically see that there's a small space there. I'm going to move that up. That there is a small space. So I'm going in with my glue. keep that one on that side so that you know where you're going, and just go all the way around. And stick it down. Now if you're someone who loves sewing, this is going to look absolutely fabulous. I'm going to go like that. Or even putting this into a quilt, you could certainly do that. The pieces are big enough. And then I kind of need to line that up before I stick it down to make sure it's the same. I'm just going to hold that up towards me, and I think that that is about right. So that's my snowman's waistcoat. You could have it more closed if you wanted to. And then he's got 2 buttons, so I'm going to pop my buttons on. Ooh, I wonder if I drop the camera down. Don't know if that improves anything. It's just really glaring bright. I will put my usual background under it in a second. So I want my buttons to be there. And grab that one. Now you can use twine in these buttons if you wanted to add more detail. And that too would look very nice. And I'm going there. If you wanted to use real buttons you could, or if you wanted to cut them out a couple of times so that they look nice and thick and chunky on there, you could. So the next thing I want to do is I want to glue the face on. Now you start to see now where we're struggling for camera view. That is going to go there. So I am going to just glue around my snowman's chin. And I'm going to pop that like that. And the reason I glued only to his chin was if I added it in the cheeky bits here, you end up with lines coming through your paper from your waistcoat edge. So it just looks nicer. Now I think I'm to the point now where he's got to be turned sideways. So let's have a look. Yeah, now we can see his bottom bits. Oh my goodness me. Now I have done the feet. You get a die that cuts 2 opposites again, and that's just my... Oh, I do apologise for my camera. I've used my white paint pen again just to highlight the feet, and he's a sitting Santa, so you've got to kind of like decide where his little legs are going, and they do need to be outwards, don't they, really? So you have to excuse me while I turn him just to me. I will try and get a full image that hopefully will show at the beginning of this video. So I'm going on the inside of the foot, because obviously a lot of this glue is not needed really, and I'm going there. I'm going to show you that in a second. I mean, he's sitting up, so his legs need to be spaced out a little bit, otherwise he'd fall. Yeah, I'm going to try and show the waistcoat bit so that you can see that. So he's like that. and then his little hands are hanging onto his feet, so they're going to be like that before I glue them down. Hope you can see that. And I apologise, I'm not in camera line. Just get the other one on, and then I can pick it up. Just capping off my glue bottle there. Right, I'm kind of, oh, I'll tell you what, I'm going to pause for a minute and adjust my camera. Right, so I adjusted my camera, and I also put my usual scrap of paper down, which is 12 by 12. So we're going to have to go through him carefully. So he's got his snowy bit on top of his hat and his hat band. He's got his little cheeks that are highlighted with a little bit of white paint pen. And then he's got the little waistcoat with the buttons. And then he's got his little hands and his little feet. And if I tip it like that, I wonder if you'll get more in and be able to see it. He almost looks like a little cowboy snowman there, doesn't he? Because you can't see that bit. Oh, but he's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to put him that way around. I'm probably going to have to take a photograph and then spin it the other way so that you can see him full-bodied. So if I stick that like that, I can take a photo and put it at the beginning of the video. Right. Now, really, that didn't take a long time to make. I was, you know, having a good old chat and a yak while I was going along. It is completed size the way I've done it. It would totally be 9 inches if I hadn't lowered his face down as much. I'm going to say this snowman is definitely a 9-inch snowman. But he's going to fit perfectly for me onto a letter size card. So I'm going to be taking 2 pieces of letter size cardstock, and I'm going to be trimming the edge on one, scoring the edge on the other, and then folding it over to make my card. And I will show you that on Monday. I will do it over the weekend. But there he is on his side. He's in bed in all his glory. Now, I do hope you're going to enter the giveaway, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all your snowman stories, and I'll pick the winner on Monday. Do have an absolutely awesome weekend. I thank you so much for joining me today, and as usual, all links below. Bye.